Robert Redford was born Charles Robert Redford Jr. on August 18, 1936, in Santa Monica, California. Growing up in a modest household during the Great Depression, Redford's early life was shaped by financial struggles and the values instilled by his parents. His father, Charles Redford Sr., worked as a milkman and accountant, while his mother, Martha Hart Redford, nurtured Robert's creativity and curiosity. Redford's natural inclination toward artistic expression led him to pursue painting and storytelling as a young boy, long before he discovered his passion for acting. However, his early education wasn't without challenges. Redford attended the University of Colorado on a baseball scholarship, but struggled academically, eventually losing his scholarship due to his lack of focus and drinking habits. It was during this period of self-reflection that he traveled to Europe, an experience that profoundly influenced his worldview. Journey to acting. After returning from Europe, Robert Redford decided to pursue acting, a choice that would eventually define his life. He trained at the prestigious American Academy of Dramatic Arts in New York, where his natural charisma and thoughtful approach to performance quickly set him apart from other students. Redford made his stage debut in Broadway productions, including Barefoot in the Park, 1963, where he showcased his boyish charm and emotional depth. His performances garnered attention, and soon Hollywood came calling. Redford's breakthrough came with his role in Inside Daisy Clover, 1965. But it was his portrayal of the charming outlaw, Sundance Kid, in Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid, 1969, that made him a global star. This film not only solidified his status as one of Hollywood's leading men, but also marked the beginning of an iconic partnership with Paul Newman. The rise to stardom. In the 1970s, Robert Redford's career reached new heights. He became a household name with films such as The Sting, 1973, where he reunited with Paul Newman, earning an Academy Award nomination for his performance. Redford's range as an actor continued to grow with films like The Way We Were, 1973, where he starred opposite Barbara Streisand, and All the President's Men, 1976, in which he portrayed journalist Bob Woodward. These films highlighted Redford's ability to tackle complex roles that balanced intelligence with emotional depth. As his career progressed, Redford became more selective in his choices, gravitating toward roles that reflected his growing interest in stories with political and emotional resonance. This shift signified a deepening commitment to his craft and the kind of projects that aligned with his personal values. Passion for directing. While Robert Redford was undoubtedly one of Hollywood's leading men, his interests expanded beyond acting. His passion for filmmaking led him to explore directing and producing, areas where he would leave an indelible mark. In 1980, Redford made his directorial debut with Ordinary People, a film that would go on to win 4 Academy Awards, including Best Picture and Best Director. The film's exploration of family grief and the complexities of communication showcased Redford's skill as a storyteller and his ability to draw powerful performances from his cast. His success behind the camera continued with films such as A River Runs Through It, 1992, and Quiz Show, 1994, both of which combined Redford's sensitivity as a director with his ability to create films that resonated deeply with audiences. The Sundance Institute. Beyond his contributions to Hollywood, Robert Redford's legacy as a pioneer of independent film is perhaps best exemplified by the Sundance Institute, which he founded in 1981. Named after his iconic film character, the Sundance Institute became a platform for emerging filmmakers to showcase their work. The Sundance Film Festival, which grew out of the Institute, quickly became one of the most important events in the film industry, giving independent filmmakers a legitimate space to be recognized and celebrated. Redford's dedication to supporting independent cinema extended beyond the festival itself. He played an integral role in shaping the landscape of American cinema by helping to legitimize indie filmmaking in the eyes of both critics and audiences. His work with the Sundance Institute solidified his role not only as an actor and director, but as a visionary who redefined the industry. Later, career and legacy. As Redford aged, he continued to captivate audiences with performances that reflected his increasing wisdom and introspection. Films such as The Natural, 1984, Out of Africa, 1985, and All Is Lost, 2013, showcased his ability to adapt to roles that mirrored his own evolution as an artist. His quiet charisma remained ever present, and his performances resonated with audiences on a deeper level, often carrying a sense of nostalgia and emotional depth. In 2018, Redford announced his retirement from acting, marking the end of an era. However, his influence on cinema remained as strong as ever. Even after stepping away from acting, Redford continued to be a vital force in the world of film and environmental activism, having spent his later years in the mountain retreat of Sundance, Utah, where his creative legacy began. Romantic life and first marriage. Robert Redford's romantic life was as complex and nuanced as his career. His first marriage, to Lola Van Wagenen, began in 1958. At the time, Redford was still an aspiring actor, trying to find his place in the world. Lola, a bright and independent woman from Provo, Utah, shared Redford's values, particularly his interest in education, social responsibility, and environmentalism. Their marriage was a quiet, personal affair, far removed from the public eye and the glitz of Hollywood. Together, they raised 4 children: Scott, Shauna, David, and Amy, focusing on creating a nurturing and intellectually stimulating environment. Despite the challenges that came with Redford's burgeoning fame, Lola supported him steadfastly. However, their marriage ultimately ended in 1985, after nearly 3 decades together. The pressures of fame, Redford's growing career, and personal tragedy led to their separation, although they remained on amicable terms. Later, marriage to Sybil Sagers. Following his divorce from Lola, Redford remained single for many years, focusing on his work with the Sundance Institute and his environmental advocacy. It wasn't until the 1990s that he met Sybil Sagers, a German-born multimedia artist with whom he formed a deep and lasting bond. Their connection was rooted in shared values. Both Redford and Sagers had a profound appreciation for art, nature, and the pursuit of meaningful expression. Their relationship grew steadily, grounded in mutual respect and creative collaboration, rather than the passion-driven intensity of youth. After more than a decade together, Redford and Sagers married in a private ceremony in Hamburg, Germany in 2009. Their marriage marked a new chapter in Redford's life, one defined by tranquility, shared creativity, and a deep understanding of life's impermanence. Redford's emotional struggles. Though Robert Redford became known as a symbol of strength and grace, his private life was marked by emotional struggles that few were aware of. One of the greatest tragedies of his life occurred early on when he lost his firstborn child, Scott, to sudden infant death syndrome, SIDS, at just 2.5 months old. This loss was a pain that Redford rarely spoke of, but carried with him for the rest of his life. In later years, he admitted that he never fully recovered from the grief, though he learned to live with it. As Redford's career flourished, the pressures of fame and the emotional